In fact, Oba, they told him, this girl, she's so tough, she's hard, she's so disciplined. And the guy was like, oh, I'll sleep with her. Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Akosua Musings. So, on the video I posted recently on premarital sex, I had a friend, I was private chatting him, and then he was like, oh, I didn't give my stand on the issue. I only gave it like an open-ended statement onto it, and I left it to the judgment of the audience to decide whether or not premarital sex was good or bad. And he was like, what is my stand on the issue? Well, my stand on the issue of sex before marriage is that, sister, bruh, don't do it too. Don't do it. Don't have sex before marriage. And quite apart from the reasons I gave, the two important reasons I gave as to that sex was binding, and also that it was mainly for procreation. No, there are so many other reasons. If you have sex before marriage, you invest yourself into you invest your whole you into the relationship. Why are people looking at me like this? Don't look at me, please. Go your way, fast, go. Don't look at me. I mean, I'm still feeling uncomfortable. Self-vlogging, wait maybe. When you have sex with somebody who's not your spouse, you invest yourself into the relationship. And it's such a commitment. You commit your whole life, yourself. The person enters your body. If you're a woman, they are worse, they enter your body. Hey, sister. And if the person does not marry you, they go with all of you. So if, for instance, you've slept with 2, 3, 4, 5 people before you eventually settle with your spouse, then all these other people have taken a bit of you away. Sister, brah. That woman you are sleeping with who's not your spouse, they are taking you away. They are taking a part of you away. And you might think it's easy, but it's not easy. Then again, depending on the time Mamo having sex in the relationship, whilst you were dating, before marriage, the issue of trust also becomes something else. Like, for instance, the person knows that, oh, you had sex maybe on your first date or a few months or weeks into your relationship. They would feel that, son out here, and even after they have married you, that issue of trust becomes something to think about. If they are not around you, are you going to be able to wait for them? Especially when your exes are around. If you have exes who have also slept with you before you married, that's your spouse. These are the exes. If they are around, can they trust you with them, knowing that they're in China with JMO and Ambisa? They can't trust you that much. If they give you a bit of pressure, you give in. Imagine if you had a relationship with somebody, they gave you a tough time. They didn't give in until you married. You trust completely this person when it comes to issues of sex, because you know that you won't do it. No matter what, you won't do it. But if you did it before marriage, then you know that trust is going to be an issue. And yeah, is going to happen. Also, other people say that sex is proof of love. Sex is not proof of love. If sex were proof of love, prostitute to be the best lovers. Because someone don't want to you love you answer. So sex is not proof of love. If you're in a relationship with someone who goes like, if you love me, you don't have sex with me. Sex is too huge a commitment to be proof of love, my sister. Outside marriage, it's too huge. There's so many things you can do for somebody, on your husband or your wife, for a proof of love. Your time, attention, sacrifice on other levels, which is not sex. You prioritize them. That is proof of love. But sex is too huge a commitment, my sister, to do with somebody on your spouse, because also, the issue of unwanted pregnancies. I mean, I don't know a lot of people who have married and they go like, oh, this baby is unwanted. In marriage, you will have the child because society will not bash you for having a child in marriage. The child is legitimate. But if you're not married, shame until you quickly go and abort the baby. And so the number of people have killed in the name of unwanted pregnancies in relationships or in your marriage because they're having sex, it will shock you. And now who have abortions for this person because you're not committed to them in marriage. You don't want to have a child out of wedlock. And then the person doesn't marry you on top of it. Please. STIs. Oh, good Lord. STIs. In relationships, marriage, there's because nipa na ne da no. On worry into no be for so da. Also no be for so da. Internal cycle no continuous. Into mo tete sa. That is also not to say that in marriages no STIs are recorded. You know, some people are married, they are irresponsible, they are undisciplined, and they are so childish, and they don't even understand the whole concept of marriage and how seriously committing it is. And, you know, they are married, and ebiani says because they've had sex with somebody else out of before they got married. You know, probably they go back to the person, or probably they have other options and avenues. Until they go out there and they marry, and they still have extramarital affairs, and they bring in diseases to their unsuspecting, unfortunate spouses, and they nurse it, and it's unnecessary, it's nonsense. And so, it's really nonsense. Yeah, obi a warrior o sound so for you for okunechi nonsense. Childish, but they do it anyways. And so no so, but warrior now who having sex continuously, you know. You go and you better Abraham. So a lot of people are in relationships, these romantic relationships, they are nursing so many sexually transmitted diseases. And for phobia and so, sex is not something you play with. And you grow deep. Sex is not for fun. It's not casual. It is a binding thing. It is, hey, don't do it all. If you're not married, don't have sex. It is too huge a commitment to be done outside the scope of marriage. It's too huge. And for a woman, there won't be a good immediate. Sex is not proof of love. No, it is not. Sex will not show that I love you any less or more, because people have sex and they still break up anyways. Don't do it. I had this friend. I was working in a certain institution, and this new guy came to the office, and there's this lady, very disciplined, very disciplined, nice young lady. Apparently, the guy took interest in the girl named Fino. In fact, they told him, this girl, she's so tough, she's hard, she's so disciplined, and the guy was like, oh, I'll sleep with her. So he apparently bet with his friends that he was going to sleep with this girl, and so he started courting this girl, and he was the sweet. He would buy stuff, he'd go to wash this girl's clothes. He was literally doting on this girl just to sleep with her. Now the girl too was a bit criff. Yeah, she was criff. So I think the Holy Spirit spoke to her, and he confronted the guy, and the girl was like, yeah, I'm sorry. So you see, if he had actually slept with the girl as proof of love, because the guy was like, if you love me, prove it, sleep with me, give yourself to me. If you love me, let us. And the girl's like, I don't cry there, I will not sleep with you. And that is what saved the girl, because if you had slept with the girl, and cancer in the whole workplace, they're gonna be, wow, sex is not proof of love. Never at all. It has never been, never will be. And so also for the sake of your children that you're going to born, love them enough, okay, and give them a stable home, a stable, committed relationship where the man and the woman stick together to take care of the child. Love your kids like that. And so my stand again is that on premarital sex before marriage, or sex before marriage, don't do it.